Okay. I think we're live. But
Hey.
Hey.
We are back, hopefully.
Hopefully you all can see us. We can't see ourselves right now.
We are kind of
It's been a while. We're a little rusty. My engineer is out of practice.
I don't know what I did. I lost it.
But we're here. We're back.
We're here.
Yep. Happy New Year to everybody.
Everybody.
It's been a while. So much has happened.
Yes, it's been.
I think we were supposed to come back the Thursday after Christmas. Christmas was on a Wednesday. Our first podcast back after that was supposed to be Thursday, December the 26th. And so for that long, we have not been here. So
I had pneumonia. There was a lot. There's been a lot going on.
There's been a lot. And if you can hear now, I'm still a little nasally. We're trying to. We just keep swapping back and forth. I guess whatever it is.
Yeah, and I don't know.
But I feel fine.
I don't know where our picture is. We're not even.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what we're doing. Is anybody out there?
Yes.
Can anybody hear me?
I don't really know.
Is anybody out there? What did you do?
I don't know where we went. But we're on. We can hear.
I can't see.
We can't see. But we're gonna.
This is gonna be a real podcast
without video. It's gonna be real.
A real podcast.
So we're going to figure out how to get back. But continue. It's good to be back. Welcome back to another voyage. At the helm with Kelli and Wayne.
I'm Kelli.
And I am Wayne.
This is my co-host and engineer extraordinaire.
Probably finna get fired.
Who's gonna get it together in real time?
Maybe. So we've been it's been like a whole month and a couple weeks since we've been here. And a lot has happened in there. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. Hope everyone has had a good New Year, bringing in this new year. If anybody has any New Year's resolutions or any things that they are trying to obtain this year, put them in the chat. What's your goals for this year? What is your plans for this year? What are you trying to accomplish this year? What do you? Here we go. I think we may be getting.
And back. Just like it seems like every January, January just seems so long. Like January seems like it's been 6 months already.
It does.
And we are a little over halfway. We're almost at the end of January. But 2025 has come in with a bang.
It has. There we are. Why you're not over?
Are we here? I don't know.
I don't know what's up with you.
I don't know. Is anybody out there? Let us know.
Can you see us? Can you see us? Can you see us?
Because I need you. You're not really good at multitasking, so I need you to either let that go and come back to the conversation.
I'm here.
Okay, because it seems disjointed.
Okay, I'm here. I'm gonna get you right now. Gonna get you right now. Okay, we're here. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with the video, what's happening. Maybe try to refresh it. Try to do what you do.
All right, don't worry about it.
It looks like we are here. So we'll see. Like I said, we're a little rusty. It's been a minute, but we should be having these challenges. Shouldn't be having these challenges, but you know how it goes. So Sister Josephine says she can hear. Can you see us, Josephine? Can you see us, Sister Josephine? I don't know where we are in the world.
All right, but we're not going to worry about it. Either you can see us, you can't. Like I said, this is going to be a real podcast with no video today.
Yeah, it's gonna come back in a minute.
but maybe it'll pop in. I don't know.
I'm gonna get it back together in a minute.
But we're not gonna just keep trying to do both these things at the same time because it's not working.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. So we were gonna be coming on. I guess it's been 2 weeks, I guess, because the last time we were gonna come on, we actually my mama says she can't see me. We actually got the news that one of our friends, Patrick Burt, and most of you who are here know him and know of our relationship with him. We have been friends since high school, middle school, like
45
our
years.
entire adult life. Patrick has been one of our friends.
Part
and
of our
so,
life.
Yeah, we got married around the same time. We started our families around the same time. Our children are about the same age, and so our paths and our lives kind of mirrored each other. We spent a lot of time with Patrick and Lisa, and their children, and so they were like family, so friends and family. And so we got news that he had transitioned. He had been a warrior for about 6.5 years. He was diagnosed 2018-19 with a rare brain cancer, and at the time, the doctor said it would be 14 months. Like I said, you hear me say 18 or 19. So for about 6.5 years, Patrick was disrespectful to
to the doctors.
Yeah, to the doctors, to the brain cancer, pretty much, typical Patrick. But yeah, he put up a good fight for the 6.5 years. Should probably be a case study, because even at one point he was in remission, and there's no talk of remission with that type of the brain cancer that he had. So he was a force, always to be reckoned with. And so we want to hold space for him and his family tonight. It won't be the same without him, but we shall press on. He was a lesson in making every day count. And so in his honor, that is what we will continue to do what we have always done.
Yeah.
So like I said, we hold space for him. We lift up his wife. We lift up his children. We continue to pray for his parents, his brother, his entire family. We ask you all to join us in that. But we will honor his life. He was probably one of the funniest, if not the funniest person that I know. So in that stead, we will, just continue to look for the light things, the funny things. In any serious situation, we could count on Patrick to be the most unserious. There were no serious situations where Patrick was involved. And so, yeah, that is how we will continue to move forward. He will be missed, but he will never be forgotten.
That's the comedian in him, to always be able to find the silver lining or the light or the the joy in everything. So he definitely had that talent and had that ability just to bring that laughter into life at all times. So it was always good. I can't tell you how many times my face hurt, my stomach hurt. Oh, how many times did I cried laughing so hard. And all of y'all was crazy. I've kind of realized I was the only one that kind of had sense out of the group.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so after a while, I kind of came into that conclusion. But definitely, we are going to continue his legacy going and continue to share all that he gave unto us.
If you are just joining us, we are having some technical difficulties. Sierra said that she can't see us. Sarah, I don't know. We were getting ready to go on, and all of a sudden the camera went dark. I do see something on there, but I don't know. Wayne is working on that, but looks like tonight it will be a typical podcast with just
Yeah,
voices,
we're gonna.
maybe no video.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't
Yeah,
know. Um,
yeah. So I don't. But it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, if you're coming on, you can't see us. We're in the dark. We did pay the light bill, so it's not that. I thought we had. We can see ourselves. Not sure why not this video is not streaming to those sites.
yeah, but once again, we are not going to expound on that.
We're going to continue on.
We're 12 minutes in and we don't have it. You've been working on it the whole time, so we're going to trudge forth. So yeah,
We had we of course we've already had an election. We had an inauguration. Um, we were able to celebrate Dr. King this past weekend and all that he stood for and all of the great things that he has done. This past weekend, we went to Holly Springs celebration, and then we actually went to Fuquay celebration, and that was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's always, I don't not controversial is not the word. It's always that pull between people celebrating Dr. King and really, really celebrating Dr. King, and trying not to just turn this into a breakfast, a gathering, but really understanding what Dr. King stood for and making sure that we continue that work that he stood for that so many people do not do. Um, yeah, Jay. I don't know. We the video is not streaming, so we've doing it for real podcast this evening with no video. So
right as we were getting ready to go on, Wayne hit something and we lost the feed. And he has not been able to get it back. So, but
yeah.
we're here. We're live on this Thursday, January the 23rd, 2025. So yeah, we're here. You just get to bask in the calmness of our voices tonight.
Yes.
Sister Carol says she's listening.
Yes.
Very good.
And it was interesting. With the inauguration, there were so many people that said they weren't going to watch, they weren't going to pay attention, they were going to discard it, didn't want to have anything to do with it, none of that. And at that time, um, Bishop Barber was sharing and about a having a prophetic listening, that sometimes we do need to listen and hear what the words are, what's being said. I did end up listening to the inauguration. It was short in his standard. Normally he rambles on for hours and hours and hours. So I don't know if somebody told him, look here, you ain't finna do all that talking you used to do. Um, it was only about 30 minutes. He has no more vocabulary than what he had 8 years ago. So he has not learned anything, has not picked up any new words, has not really learned how to speak any better. But yeah, it was kind of the same old rhetoric and the same old thing. So, but just to kind of hear what their plans are, and it was almost on a revisionist history of kind of what's going on and how they continue to try to keep that narrative going. And I think one thing that we want to make sure of is that we don't allow people to control the narrative. We are going to make sure that we try to keep people informed. Not everyone here, but I think we have a responsibility in our circles. I heard a couple of weeks ago that there was a report that over the last year, there was a concerted effort to impact and to every day fill 40 million people intentionally, most of those black and brown, with misinformation. And it was a targeted attack on social media to make sure that they continue to feed false information, wrong information to people, and and it worked. Um, it worked throughout the whole last year's election. The whole election with voter suppression and misinformation is really what took that election. And we have to make sure that we don't get caught up in that, because I was thinking the other day, out of all the stuff that was discussed months before the election, we ain't heard nothing since then.
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
Everything that was so important.
Everything. There's no more protests about.
We don't care about eggs.
Don't care about eggs. Don't care about Palestine and Israel no more. Gaza no more. I'm sorry. We don't. I mean, so all of those things that were on the TV every day, there's no longer any conversation about it anymore, and it really hadn't been since after the election.
And for that reason, I have actually taken the opposite approach, I guess, to Wayne. I did not want to have a prophetic listening. I did not want to have anything to do with the inauguration. I still have not seen anything from that. I still am not watching the news because of what Wayne is saying. Like, there is this misinformation, disinformation campaign that continues to go on. So I heard Clay Kane say that for the next 4 years, I am going to observe, but not absorb.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to be so deeply involved because it's going to be a issue.
Yep,
it is going to be a dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot allow, and this is for me, this is me personally. If you're a person that you feel like you have to be involved, then by all means, find you a source, find you a good source. But I'm telling you right now, it's not anything that is one of these mainstream where you normally get your information from. We are 3 days into this presidency, and his press secretary has not has not seen the press. She's not giving us any information. And even when Fox News asked her, when is your first press conference? She said, TBD. They don't have any plans. And so I am not going to allow myself to get caught up and then just allow just the normalization of this person as the president. Like, they've normalized. So now it's normal to not speak to the people and tell them what's going on. Like, that's normal. All of these people, where he's always talking about, they are always talking about, it's a meritocracy. People should be hired based on their merit, their qualification. And what I'm seeing in this season, both nationally and actually locally and personally, that's really not qualifications.
No,
it's really not qualifications. And for them, it just seems like all you got to be is white and you're qualified. It don't matter if you've had sexual assaults. It don't matter if you've been bankrupt. It don't matter if you've never did whatever it is that they're wanting to assign you to do. It doesn't matter. And so for that reason, I'm out. I will not every day. Okay, wait. Okay, all right. I will not every day look at the news and they're telling me what I already know and what 77 million people who went and voted for this person already know. And I cannot be concerned with the sob stories, of what's happening, because he told you what he was going to do and now he's doing it. And so unfortunately, we are in the find out phase of things.
Mm-hmm.
People kept around and now we're finding out. So that's where we are. And that's why I am, just for my mental health. I am not absorbing any news from any news outlet. I am still listening to Urban View Radio. So I will be getting my news from there. I do still listen to Roland Martin. I am still kind of reading The Guardian. But other than that, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN,
You can have it.
I'm not interested. So, how are you all planning to move in these next 4 years? Where do you plan to get your information from? I have in the past been a source of information. I will not be able to do that for you all these next week because I am probably going to be informed. I'm going to see what that feels like. Like
No, you can't.
I'm going to see. Like I'm not going to just. I'm not. Like I will know. Like right now, what's important. I know. Like what's important in North Carolina is, and it's an example of they only care about absolute power because you have a person who ran for Supreme Court who lost, and then we did a recount, and then he lost again, and so now he is. And we need to put that need to put this website in this chat too. He is challenging 60,000 votes just at random, just because he think if you voted early or you mailed in your vote, you probably didn't vote for him. So he's just challenging that. And there is a website where you can pull it up. And I pulled it up and I saw a couple of people that I knew whose votes are being challenged. But people need to go on there and find out if your vote is being challenged by Griffin, who lost to Justice Allison Riggs. These people who say that they care about elections and they care about making sure that elections are fair. They say whatever they need to say until they lose, and then it's just all about how to win. So we need to check. You need to check to see if your name is on this list. If I know you and I have not contacted you, then your name is probably not on the list. But there may be some people on there that you know. We just need to check the list.
Yes.
And get it on there. So that's me. I'm kind of tapped out. And that's how I plan to survive these next 4 years. We have 1,045 more days.
Get to stay informed.
Not that I'm counting.
Get to stay informed.
I mean, I will. I don't know what that means to you to stay informed. Like I'm not going to every little thing that happens. Like this man right now has said that he is going to do away with birthright citizenship. Now, that is kind of important because he's talking about the 14th Amendment, which made Black people citizens. It's an amendment. Remember, we talked about this. In several of these podcasts. It's an amendment. So it can be challenged and taken away. So this is what the president has done. He has signed an executive order that takes away birthright citizenship. And if it were retroactive, the vice president's wife would not be a citizen. His children, except one, would not be citizens because their parents were not citizens. That is what birthright citizenship is. That your parents are not citizens, but because you're born here, you're a citizen. He signed an executive order to say, we're not doing that no more. So it's ridiculous. Like it is, these are the people who claim that they love the Constitution so much, but they don't. They just, they just say things and they're able to paint a narrative, and they are really good. They're really good at painting a narrative and getting us to follow. Remember when it used to be unpatriotic to say anything about the president because you were in some way you're saying horrible things about the troops? Remember when we cared about the troops? That saying something about the president meant that you were saying bad things about the troops. You were disrespecting the troops until we got a Black president. Then you can say whatever you want to say about the president, and it had no bearing on the troops. So they do a great job at painting a narrative and getting everybody to follow along with it. And so I am just backing out of that. I am part of the 92% that went to the polls, Black women who went to the polls and voted for Kamala Harris. The person who who wanted to make sure that people were able to afford their insulin. He's kind of taken that away. Yep. The person who wanted to make sure that there was a child tax credit, for people, people who was for the people. I went and voted for
That
what was
won't
going to
come
be
back.
good for the people. You looked at, when people, they're talking about who was at the inauguration, and it was just the billionaires and people in Appalachia with no teeth, with the Mountain Dew mouth, think that this man is talking about him. They're talking about them, and I cannot deal with that. So, for my peace of mind and for my mental health, I will be tapping out. But y'all do what's good for y'all.
I'm gonna keep getting that information from Review because they're accurate.
I mean, I will stay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where we are is like locally. We we have to be concerned about what's going on locally. What's happening in the North Carolina General Assembly? Like what are they doing? I do have some friends who work for the federal government though. Shout out to Naroshi. Who is gonna be affected by, I don't stop. They stop. We're not just stop that. So yeah, so I am, I'm kind of concerned about what's going to happen, but I don't know. I don't know what else I could have done. Like I said, I did everything. I registered voters. I kept people informed. I went to vote. I took people to vote. I sent people to vote. And we ended up with.
Hey, but that's what we're going to keep doing.
And maybe that's what we're going to keep doing. But
we're going to keep walking.
I am not going to be absorbing the news. So
not that foolish news. I haven't watched the news since November. None of them news. I don't care what they got to say. None of them. Not a one. So again, how are y'all going to continue to move forward? How are you going to continue to function? We're going to continue to stay positive. We're going to continue to stay informed with facts. And again, and one thing that I heard Dr. Carr say that, there's, more people know, and of course he's always against like a whole lot of stuff. So he's like way out there with knowing information. But he, part of the problem is we know more about what's happening in the world. More people know every starting quarterback in the NFL than they do Mike Johnson.
Yep.
They know every, stat and every, what's happening in the NBA and not just sports, but everything else. We know everything what's happening on the TV with the housewives and all of the pop culture with all of the artists.
May not know who your two senators are.
Yeah, but you don't know who your two senators are. So, there's nothing wrong with knowing all that other stuff, but know what's happening. And again, know what's informed. I guess nobody has ate a dog nor a cat since November the 6th, since that Tuesday. Of course, we haven't heard anything about it. So I guess that's all over and gone. Again, the misinformation continues.
And I do want to, again, we talk about staying informed. So these, there was something like a law that just passed that says anybody who is an immigrant who is accused of a crime can be deported, right? And so that's accused. That is not after you have due process, you've been convicted. The young lady, Lakin, I think was her name.
Lincoln Riley. You talking about the lady who?
It was named after her, the person who got who was murdered by an immigrant.
Lincoln Riley.
I think it's Lincoln. So anyway, yeah. So, but I need for us, Black people, to understand that when they're talking about immigrants, they're talking about Haitians. They're not just talking about people from the southern border. So if someone thinks that maybe you might be Haitian and they accuse you of a crime, you may find yourself in a predicament. And so we just cannot be concerned about things that it seems like it doesn't affect us, because eventually it is going to affect us. What happened? And if you're
If
just
you click
joining us, we do not have video.
Yeah.
We are doing, sounds like a real podcast tonight.
It is.
And so we're just talking about this political climate and how we are planning to deal. Wayne and I have different ideas of how we are going to cope. I'm
No.
kind of tapped out.
We're gonna cope the same way.
Okay.
I mean, you are tapping out of mainstream media.
And is
Yeah, and so I tapped out of mainstream media November
about
the
the same
7th.
time.
November the 7th, I said I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're going to continue to sane wash and they're not going to check it, they're going to keep doing, and not just out here for ratings. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to be part of that. And like you said, I'm not getting ready, not going to hear every night same old stuff and get all that. No, I will continue to listen to Urban View and stay informed with them, and rolling and find out what the next steps are and continue to stay informed that way and knowing what's happening. They play enough of the clips, they play enough of kind of what's happening to know, what's going on. But again, this is we're to the point where, it's just not enough for, even the late night talk show host just to laugh and carry on and kiki and ha. I
Yep.
mean, that is what they do. But in the end, that just continues. I mean, nothing gets solved, nothing's done. And it's time for us to work. It's time for us to, you know, be strategic about what's going on, and knowing what's taking place is part of that. So yeah, so I think we're on the same page as far as staying informed, and protecting our peace and sanity at the same time. That's what we all have to do. But I think we have a responsibility to keep
We
people
do. And
informed.
so with that, we will still be involved locally with our organizations, the Poor People's Campaign, that we've been involved with. We will continue to stay involved with them. Democracy Now, still staying involved with them. We were just on a call with Emancipate NC, the NAACP, which
Raggedy.
uh,
I'm sorry.
allegedly report, the NAACP, which should be on the front lines of what's coming up. What's we this making sure that because we have no guardrail. That's what I keep saying. We have no guardrails. The things that are supposed to protect us, they're not protecting us. They're putting people in place, that they want the man who cheated on all wives with the next wife and had a baby, had somebody pregnant while he was still married, and got drunk and got up on the stage at the strip club and throwing up outside and peeing outside. And they want that man to be in charge of the Pentagon.
What they want.
So we have no guardrails. We are literally out here on our own. And so again, so are we back? I see.
I mean,
why are we blurry like that?
Because I had to. It's something. Yeah, it's something
Okay,
going
so
on.
we're here.
It's something going on. It's something going on. It's something going on. Now we're in the living room. So yeah. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
At least we're here. I think I may go play that
Can y'all
piano.
see? I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So how's that? Can y'all see our? This is our new house. See the fireplace in the back. Piano.
I was so relaxed.
That we're gonna learn how to play.
Oh, did my computer die?
Maybe
did. That's why.
That's why you like it.
Oh.
So hey, we are. Hey, Auntie, and everybody who has joined us this evening. Appreciate everyone for tuning in as we get back going. And for those who may not have been on, we were out for a little bit through the holidays, through Christmas, through some sickness, under the weatherness, and then as Kelli said earlier, we celebrated the life of a good friend of ours last week. So took time to be with that family and to celebrate that life. And so we're back for the first time in 2025. So happy New Year to everyone who may not have been on yet. So we're glad to be back and moving forward. Things we have coming up. You said there, the platforms that we're working with. We'll continue. Did you mention Hot Springs MLK? We're still trying to do
I
some
did
work
not.
with them. Um,
So I'm
and
staying busy.
yeah, so we're going to continue to do that.
Just untapped,
Yeah.
tapped out.
Yes. And, locally, again, stay involved. And really, what really needs to take place is, what really needs to take place is we need to be organizing now for, we're only 18 and a half, 19 month, 20 month and a half, maybe a little further away, from the midterms.
Yeah, hopefully we will still have midterms.
Yeah, hopefully we'll
I
still
mean,
have
because
them.
if you can rewrite the Constitution,
Yeah.
hey, maybe we don't vote again.
Yes. But now's the time to start organizing and registering voters and get people out there and keeping people informed. So, and that's really what they're trying to do. I had a conversation with someone. As a matter of fact, so two things this past week. Someone sent me a text message yesterday. A friend of mine sent me a text message and said, "Did you see what's going on?" And it was where
You're going
the
out.
former president. Yeah, it's the camera's a little far away.
I'm leaving.
That's why, yeah, it's a little far away. But they sent me a message that said, "Did you know all of this was happening with taking away DEI and Project 2025?" And I text them back, "Yeah, I've been talking about it for the last 6, 7 months. Where you been?" And so, you know, why are you shocked that this is taking place? And then had another conversation with someone today that was a very good conversation about, you know, all of the stuff that's taking place, all of the stuff that's happening, and the kind of the apathy that it was creating, the frustration that it creates. And this person said, I'm not going to stop with, voting and doing that. He said, but you just really get tired after a while and you really feel like, does it matter? And part of their plan is to make people feel like that.
Yeah.
Part of this misinformation, part of what they're doing is to make you want to say, you know what? It doesn't matter. It don't count. But during our conversation today, we were able to talk about, what was happening at the General Assembly and talked about the horrible, hurricane relief bill that they just did that stripped all the power from the governor and gave it to the state auditor. And it was like, how can they do that? I mean, what stance do we stand if they can do that? I said, well, they had the supermajority. I said, but here's where voting comes in, and voting is not a end all to be all. It's a tool. It's one thing we do.
One thing.
But here's the key: there were a couple thousand people, if they did not vote, stayed home, thought it did not matter, and somebody in a county out west, up north, down south, down east, wherever it was, that a Republican got a seat in their district. That helps them get the supermajority. So if they do not have the supermajority last month, they don't do this power grab. And that's the importance of why we have to stay diligent and continue to do that part of the process, is because it's just not about Wake County. It's just not about what happened in this county. It's about across the state. And it could have been a minute number of votes that allowed them to get the supermajority. Yes, they draw lines. Yes, they gerrymander. Yes, they have got districts that probably nobody will ever win. But the places that we can win and the places that can make up, that's where we have to continue to do the work. And that's where we have to get people energized and let people know that it does make a difference. Because if there was 5 more seats that were not Republican seats, that maybe in a county where a couple thousand people set out because they were like, I don't care anymore. I'm quitting. I'm done because I'm sick of this. They wouldn't have got this supermajority, and we wouldn't be in the situation in North Carolina that we're in now.
And when we talk about voting and people feeling like their vote doesn't matter, the person that is challenging these 60,000 votes to be our Supreme Court justice, he lost by 734 votes.
Yeah.
That is probably less than one vote in every precinct. So, yeah, one person collectively in each precinct can make a difference. And I thought about that the other day when we were at the MLK celebration. Like the church was packed out, and I said, there is enough people in this church to change the outcome, to affect the outcome of a local election. There's enough people in this church. But it's up to us, like Wayne said, you don't assume that people know what you know. So, yeah, you've been talking about Project 2025 for 6 to 7 months. Some people are just hearing about Project 2025 and they are actively carrying it out. So it's our job. It is our job to make sure that we are using whatever platform and influence that we have to inform people. Right after I just said I'm tapping out.
I know what you meant.
It's our job. I'm tapping out. I'm still tapping out.
But
it is at the same time, like when I get off here, I'm going to post on my social media about this power grab that Griffin is trying to pull off. And it is the only state race in the nation that has not been certified. The only one in the nation. And he lost. And he asked for a recount and he lost worse.
He lost twice.
So, but they don't give up.
Nope.
We still trying to go high when they go low.
Yeah.
They taking our kneecaps out.
Yep.
I'm tired of that. So, but yeah. So I am going to, I'm going to use whatever influence platform I have. I'm going to post on my social media. And so, yeah, whatever sphere of influence you have with your family, with your friends, in your group chats, let the people know. Belinda, hi. I need to talk to you because there is a Black Mental Health Conference coming up.
No, you got a shout out a while ago.
And so that was one of the things that we want to talk about. Black Mental Health Conference is coming up in Durham on January the 31st.
And that works.
I think Wayne's going to try to put the video. So yeah, Latoya Luckett is the keynote speaker. It is a 2-night event. Friday night, there will also be a casino, always bet on black night. And so our church is one of the sponsors for this mental health conference because, hey, you need Jesus and a therapist. I say that all the time.
You
need both.
Jesus and a therapist will keep you from tapping out. Jesus and a therapist. It'll help you. I don't say keep you from tapping out, but it'll help you stay.
And I'm gonna say that because in my taking care of myself and saying that I'm tapping out, and people saying God still reigns supreme and God still sits on the throne. Yes, he does. But in this moment, let me just do what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm not negating that God is supreme and God still reigns and God still sits on the throne and it don't matter who the president, he's still King of Kings. I know all the cliches. I know them all. But that is not what I needed to hear or need to hear in this moment when people are actively dismantling democracy. Okay? Because yes, I love Jesus, but I'm not really ready to go see him right this minute.
Exactly.
And this man aims to really take us out. And so
what that woman say? Try Jesus, not me.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm cool with it. But I just need to process the way I process. And it's not helpful. That's not helpful.
Yes. That's right.
It's not helpful. It's not helpful to me, a person who's married to a pastor. It's not helpful. So I understand that some people can be okay with that. And that's great. I need people to do, like, again, I need people to do whatever's going to work for them.
And you have to be careful about those. And I'm hoping the people that you heard say that maybe was, just trying to be encouraging. But you have to be careful about people who were saying that, because this man did say, "I felt the hand of God save my life. They shot my whole ear off." That's pretty much what he said. But you still got it, and save me to make this country great again. So there's a group of people who think that God is, but those are those Christian nationalists that we're going to talk about, coming up too, that put country over God and put definitely not the church and
Hey, Sister Priscilla, she
the
said she
love
can't
of
see us.
Jesus.
We were having some technical difficulties, and
Yeah.
so we kind of have a backdrop. But right now we have this flyer that's up. We were talking about this Black Mental Health Conference that's coming to Durham. The last day to get tickets is going to be January the 25th. So go to the BMH Conference. THE, B like boy, B like black, M like mental, H like health. The BMH Conference. And get tickets for this 2-day conference. Again, Latoya Luckett is the keynote speaker for Saturday. Friday is a day that's set up with a lot of other presenters and speakers, and then Friday night is the Bet on Black casino night.
Oh, and on that night, hey,
I'll be stepping in my Mary J boots.
because it's a Mary's fan.
Mary's doing it for my fans tour.
And you a fan.
Speaking of Jesus and a therapist.
Where my fans at?
Speaking of Jesus and a therapist, I'll be seeing Mary J. Blige that night. Who coming with Mary? I don't even care. Neo, I think.
Me. I'll be there.
That's all I need.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Me, you, and Mary.
That's it.
Me, you, and Mary. But yes, definitely tune in. Go to can we put the website on the in the chat? Can you put the website in the chat on your phone for the conference? Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you. What was it? Oh yeah, Casino Night, Priscilla. Yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, so we, and that's one thing we are striving to do. Here at the Helm is to try to have that balance of what it takes to stay sane, to keep your peace, and to keep your sanity. And we all have to do what we need to do to find those peaceful places.
Key says she a super fan, but Neo and Mario messed it up for her. See, I didn't even really know.
Is Neo the one that sang "I'm Sick of Love" song?
Yes, Neo was the you was sick of that.
I'm so sick of that song. I did. That was I remade that song. I was
Mario,
sick of that
song. Was one of the whinings, so he had a. But hey,
we're going to see Mary.
I'll be there to see Mary. Mary got hits from the night. If Mary don't do nothing but sing hits, we gonna be there all night.
Yes.
And she always does a good show, so I'm looking forward to seeing Mary.
Yeah.
And then is it February? When are we going to see Fantasia and Anthony Hamilton?
Oh, that's February 5th.
So by the time we get back, we will have no,
that's April. I'm sorry, April.
Oh, yeah.
For your birthday.
Got it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, April 5th. But yeah, April the 5th will be Fantasia and Anthony Hamilton. So looking forward to that too. I love Anthony Hamilton. seemed like there was something else I was going to share. Maybe it was the Mary concert, but we were talking about the mental health conference. You went to the last one. It was really good, powerful.
It was Chrisette Michelle was the keynote speaker last year. Chrisette, who was coming off of that's something else we could talk about. She was actually coming off, she had had a really hard time after performing at the inauguration of the first Trump presidency. She never really quite recovered from that, emotionally, mentally, professionally. And so to this week have Nelly and Snoop and Soldier Boy Tell 'em. Now, out of all of them, I know it don't make no sense, but I was the most disappointed in Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
I was the most disappointed in Snoop because I don't know. I just feel like that was really something that he didn't have to do. Snoop has been one of the rare rappers who has been able to do the crossover. Like once he went with Martha Stewart, I mean that was it. Then he was an ambassador at the Olympics, and he and Kevin Hart. So I don't know. It just seemed like again, you always want people to have the same set of values and morals that you have, and looking to rappers is kind of ridiculous to do that. But I wish that people were not so selfish in their own, and getting what securing the bag, and then throwing a whole people under the bus. And then to again hear that he's there with this crowd performing his music where he's just dropping the N-word and they just singing right along. Like that's not cool for me. But Snoop gonna be all right, I guess.
So he gonna be all right.
Nelly.
They just Nelly? They did it for the money. Yeah, it was Nelly.
I mean, Soldier Boy pretty much said, hey, y'all ain't never put no money in my pocket. I ain't call my phone. Barack ain't call. So and y'all ain't Superman enough for him, I guess, to be getting that what you call that royalty money.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least he came out and said it. But Snoop, I just felt like
stand in it. Especially after they played.
I felt like he didn't have to do that.
Especially after he played a clip from 2017, 2016, told people, you better not. I'm going to call all of you out.
Right. And to call people, I don't know, names and what's it? Jigaboo? What was it that he was calling these people?
Look at you. You bet.
But yeah. Anyway. So
people can see you now, so mind yourself.
What I do?
Mind your man. No, I'm just telling you. You was real comfortable.
Oh, we back. I was just kind of laid back.
When you found out we didn't have no screen, you got comfortable, chair, put the microphone back.
I like the podcast with
maybe you can still do that. Get comfortable like this. Lay back. This is you at the hand.
Yeah, since Priscilla said he did a crossover. So there's no need to even do no talk of canceling Snoop because he will not be canceled. Like, and when you think about it, even when you think about all the rappers, 70% of their music is bought by young white men.
Yep.
So even if black people decided that they were gonna cancel him, I don't know that it would work. But it's interesting that Chrisette, a black woman, never recovered. And even that year she performed with another black singer. I don't know, Travis Green.
I think it was Travis Green.
Not anybody. And I don't think he took the hit that she took. And I guess, you know how Patrick used to call me Facebook famous?
Yeah.
I guess you black famous. If you black famous, you can easily get canceled by black people. So Snoop Dogg was more than black famous. So I guess if you black famous, you better not try it. But if you Snoop Dogg crossover famous, you can do it and get away with it. And Snoop has done, he does a lot of great things. He has that football. I heard him talking about his football league where he takes in young men and sends a lot of them to college. And right now there's a few of them that are even in the NFL. So he does good things. He didn't have to do that. I was disappointed. That's just me. We're moving on.
Yep. Hey, Auntie. She made it. Auntie, we're going to have to get you on here Yeah, that's right,
He
Sister
Martha
Joe.
Stewart famous.
That's right, Sister Joe. He Martha Stewart famous.
Yep.
Yes.
He Martha Stewart famous. He Willie Nelson famous. He out here smoking with like so. Pretty much Snoop can do what he want to do. He can write his own check. So.
Yeah. For Sister Priscilla, he has been a philanthropist. He has done some good stuff. And like Kelly said, he does some good stuff in the community. So.
And that's why it was so disappointing to me. Like I don't know the very kids that you are concerned about in that football league are going to be the people that are the most impacted by this person who you went to perform with. So I don't know. You have to. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe
it just makes no sense. Snoop is gonna be all right.
Oh, he's gonna be fine.
He's gonna be all right. But these kids, when the president that you went to perform for is rolling back consent decrees and claims he's a friend of the police, but then you pardon 1,600 people who attacked the Capitol. That very rotunda that he was standing in to give his speech was where they came in and defaced, defecated.
Did all of that.
All of that in there. So I don't know.
Miss Curry said Martha ain't gonna let nothing happen soon. She gonna take care.
I mean, Martha got her own problems. She needed a pardon. So
she did.
But yeah, Snoop's gonna be okay.
But
I'm just saying personally for me it was a disappointment.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yep. I guess maybe Snoop did. He needed to go show a little loyalty to and do what he needed to do.
And I think they say because he pardoned somebody from death row or something. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So, again, I know just enough to be dangerous because I'm not all the way plugged in. So y'all don't take nothing I say because I don't have the whole story.
Yeah.
I'm getting snippets because I am not.
Yeah.
I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm tapped out. I know just enough information to be a little dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did hear that he pardoned somebody that was with death row. So
okay, maybe that's why.
I don't. But he still didn't have to be. The man is already pardoned. You don't. You didn't know.
Yeah, you know. So, but Mr. Petty doing it. You know he and I know you ain't trying to be tuned in, but you know that Joker took who was the Secretary of Defense John the last time was one of his that worked for him.
Pompeo?
No. Bolden.
Oh, the one that they call the bulldog.
Yeah, something like that. Well,
John Bolton.
John Bolton. That man took his Secret Service away from him.
He took Pompeo's too. That's what I thought you was talking about.
Yeah, that man,
and they are they have credible threats from the Iranians that want to kill them.
So. Yeah, and he was like, no more Secret Service for them. Petty. So
I guess kissing the ring keeps you alive.
Maybe, yep. So, and it's like selling your soul too. Well, we have made it through. Thank you for those who.
Thank y'all for hanging in with all the technical difficulties.
With through the blackout. I figured out what happened. So you stayed long enough to make it back through the blackout. Yeah, that's right. He is gonna do that. So
there's no reason to pardon himself now. They all the charges been dropped. They done say we can't do nothing to him. So
they done pretty much tell him he can do what he want to do.
We got 1,045 days or something like that.
Something like
we got 1,045 more days.
Oh, by the time them days get here, he gonna put himself back in office. There'll be unlimited terms.
So
he ain't gonna make it that long.
We'll just see how it goes.
They're gonna get rid of him. They'll get rid of him. He did say today, though.
Well, I don't know that it would be better. Like I said, there's nobody there who's saying you shouldn't be doing this. So even if he were not there, it's not going to get better.
No, it's not.
JD Vance is going to be absolutely worse.
Sister Carol said, "Pardon R. Kelly." Now I tell you what.
No, ma'am.
If he mess around and pardon R. Kelly, he can win another election.
If R. Kelly on federal charges, he is in a federal prison.
Yeah,
he down here in Butler.
He in Butler.
Hey, start a campaign, Sister Carol. Get you. I'm not signing it, but go ahead and get you a campaign started to free R. Kelly.
I mean, R. Kelly fits to the. I mean, he got a He could be one of his. He could be in his cabinet.
Yeah,
he like little girls.
He's a pedo. Yeah,
he fit the bill.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go right in and work with the rest of them.
He done broke the law.
He done broke the law, yeah. And they dropping all the background.
He could have a cabinet position.
He could. He could. That because they really dropping all the background checks for the people they trying to get in the security clearance. They trying to lessen it because they know some of them can't pass it.
Yep. Sister Priscilla, I agree that and it was all these people, these back to blue people. Where they at? Those people who stood up for democracy, and some of those people said that they actually voted for Donald Trump, who got attacked that day. So yeah, it says that the only reason that laws work in this country is because people agree to abide by them. So if we are no longer agreeing to abide by the law, what does that make us? So if everybody decides, laws don't apply. Laws don't apply. You can kill people, you can steal, you can drive 102. Laws don't matter. The only reason that we are a country, a civilized country, is because people agree to abide by the law. So if we are no longer having to do that, none of us are safe.
No.
That is where we are. That is what 77 million people went and voted for. That is 6 million people stayed home. Less than went and voted for Biden, went and voted for Barack Obama, didn't go vote for Kamala. This is where we end up. Again, we are in the find out phase.
Yep.
We're in the find out phase.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is.
Yeah. It is that. It is that. He did say.
But God is still God.
Yeah, he did say.
He still reigns supreme. He still sits on the throne.
He did say the justice.
We will continue to pray for this country.
He did say the justice system would not be weaponized to go after political foes. He gonna make sure that don't happen until he does it. I mean, it's okay for him to do it. As long as nobody else do it, then nobody else.
We spent way too much time talking about this than I don't want to spend this much time talking about.
No.
This is it. I mean, again, there will be some highlights, and we will just want to keep people. I mean, trying to keep people informed. I need for y'all to keep me informed because I'm not in there anymore.
She gonna be in there. She act like she ain't. She gonna be.
Man, you already know. You already know from November what it used to look like and what it looks like now.
You just getting it from a different source. I know.
You know that it's not the same.
And you ain't gonna turn them channels back on. Not if I'm in the room.
Yeah, you know it's not the same. And Rachel Maddow is back. Rachel Maddow was my girl.
And I'm
she back for the first 100 days. Because why? Because they know that man equals ratings.
Yep.
I'm not even watching Rachel.
Nope. Because
I don't know Rachel Maddow.
Yeah.
But no, because y'all are just bending to what?
Yeah.
No.
Yep, that's what they're bending.
We're
to
not doing it.
That's all they're doing.
Even Lawrence O'Donnell, who he hates that man. He started every show off talking junk about that. But even then, you still give me the same news. So I can't stomach it. Like I really cannot stomach it.
Yeah.
But we got to get out of here.
We do. Trying to get off this boat. We had a little rough weather in the beginning, so we extended the voyage a little bit. But now you're back. Time to go disembark. Thank y'all for joining us this evening. What's your words?
Why do I always have to go first?
I'm the captain.
Excuse me?
I mean, I'm that's because I don't want you to have to do a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, you enjoy your ride.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Okay. Because you ain't the captain.
You better be a mute, man.
You about to get overthrown.
You better throw me over.
You about to get overthrown.
You better throw me overboard.
Yeah, no. I'll go first. So I already kind of hit on it that don't let what's happening on the outside people define who you are. People say we are going to move forward now as a meritocracy. People get things based on their merit, and we know that this is not true. I am saying this personally to myself. and to my friends that regardless of what management or legislators say or do or grant, that your worth is not tied up in what they deem to be a meritocracy, because they choose this person or that thing has nothing to do with your worth and your qualifications. You are still qualified. You are still worthy. You are still deserving. But we are now in the find out phase. So let's find out.
Gonna find out. We'll find out. Um, and again, as you know, you have scaled back some for for your peace and for your sanity, I guess, if you want to call it that. And that's what everybody needs to do. If you are, even, and when we talk about people out here doing this work, that could be from sending emails to informing people about what's going on, keeping people informed, encouraging someone to go vote, registering voters, whatever that looks like. It doesn't always have to be the same. And whatever you're doing, is good work. So, don't let anyone minimize the work that you are doing in your community, in your family, wherever you may be doing. But make sure that you do keep your, protect yourself from time to time. Find some joy and find some things that make you laugh, that you can do. Go to a concert, go to a comedy, do whatever that is for you, to step away a little bit. And that's everything in life. That's no matter what that is. Don't feel like you're not being effective. Kind of like what Kelli said, don't, nobody else should define your effectiveness in life and what you do. Know that, you, whatever you're doing in your arena, in your community, is beneficial, and keep doing it, and keep doing it. Yeah, Naroshi, it's hard to find the balance every now and then, but we have to seek it out, and whatever that is, whether it's no matter what that is, we have to find it somewhere, and just get away a little bit. Turn off TV, turn off everything, do something. I don't want to say ratchet, but do something foolish, do something I mean, just do something that just gets
Joyful.
Joyful. Yes.
Joy is resistance.
Yeah, it is. It is. And keep hope.
Go find joy.
Keep hope. And we did hear one of the messages this weekend was be mindful of the hope hinderers. So, the hope hinderers, the negativity, find people who are positive, find people who will continue to encourage you, lift you up in whatever you're doing.
And find courage like Bishop Buddy.
Yes.
To speak truth to power.
Yes.
Wherever you have the opportunity.
That's a whole nother. Whew,
we got to get out of here.
I got joy for that. I really did.
Yeah.
And what I thought was, and what I really wanted to go on social media and say was, if preachers and pastors and apostles and bishops and evangelists and all those prognosticators, if they would say that message in their church and in the public square, that message right there will continue to resound. But we're too busy trying to make folks shout, get a crowd, name it and claim it,
not hurt feelings,
and make sure that people know that if you shout loud enough, your paycheck gonna grow and things like that. But yeah, that made my heart feel good to and on that stage. And that was my point, was on that stage in front of the white nationalists. in front of in front of the Christian nationalists to say that, and we don't even have the boldness to say that in our local congregation and in our own public squares. And that lady on that stage was bold enough to stand up and say what thus saith the Lord. And yeah, we need to rise up to that calling and that challenge in that. So oh, Miss Suzanne, you're gonna be a guest this year, so get ready. So we will reach out to you.
Let's get this real estate going.
Yes.
It's time to buy back the block.
Buy back the block. I do want a little compound, Suzanne. I would love to have a little. Yeah. They too close in the house, but I make a deal with them a couple of doors down.
We gotta get out of here.
We do. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for joining us this evening. We will be back in 2 weeks. And we'll be back on our regular schedule. And everyone enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy this warm weather. Summer's coming. Fall, spring, something's coming because it ain't gonna be 10 degrees tomorrow. The next couple of days. So enjoy the warm weather. Be careful in the evenings with anything freezing over. And we'll see you on the next voyage.
Y'all say bye to the captain.
You didn't take that too well. I mean, like we both cat. We
out. We out. We out.
Y'all send her a message. Tell her she the captain. Make her feel better.